Okay, if you're looking for more bookings for your business, you're in one or two camps. You're either looking for more leads, so you can actually try to convert them into a sale, into a booking, or you have a ton of leads and you have no idea how to book them. People are ghosting you. You don't know how to get them to respond to you and to get them to actually put their card down. So those are the two scenarios that would get you to get more sales and more bookings for 2026. But today I want to talk about getting more leads. And that I see most people are in this camp, business for the first time, and you have zero leads, or maybe it's the winter, January, February, and the leads are dead. And maybe you have one or two, but you need more. Let's talk about today how we get more leads to our business. And what I want to tell you guys, when we started 6 years ago, this is the first thing I started with because I think it's one of the easiest things to learn and to implement, and it helps raise all ships. So I want to dive right in and just show you the formula that I kind of used when I first started that I think will be effective today. These are the three pillars that I use to market our business. You can go the old school route. There are literally 1,000 ways to get the message across that you have a business, from billboards to carrier pigeons. There's a million different ways, but these are the three digital ways that are the most effective these days. They're so good for tracking. You're able to see a lot more than if you had like a billboard. So these are the three pillars that if you're starting a new business for the first time, you should try to get really good at. I see a lot of people start at content, but what actually we started with was SEO. And I just want to pause for a second and explain why content is one of the hardest, but most rewarding things that you can do. Whenever you do content for the first time, the content that you make goes into two different categories. Either one, it's too salesy. So say you're a balloon artist and all you do is post videos of all the installations that you've done, all the beautiful installations you've done. What value does that bring to the client that's actually trying to book a baby shower? Other than, yeah, there's some inspiration, but people can go on Pinterest for that. That's not like the best way. It's great to have work to show that you're professional, to give social proof. But I see a lot of balloon artists and like florists and stuff like that. They fill their whole content feed with nothing but work. And there's a problem with that, just being that it's not valuable enough. And so you'll see like a lot of the clicks and a lot of the views on that content is not the highest, unless you have like the most jaw-dropping thing you've ever done in your life and everyone across the world see it and it becomes like a trend. That's where you'll see a lot of follows and likes and stuff like that. But content kind of goes too salesy sometimes. But on the other end, if you start to get more educational, sometimes you start to attract the people that are in your industry. So for example, say you're a baker and you start to teach techniques on how to bake, that's going to start attracting the wrong audience, the wrong traffic to your website, where people that are already bakers are looking at your content to kind of get there. You want customers. So I see a lot of people try to do content on either side, but content is extremely hard to do because they fall in those two categories. So we'll talk about like the content strategy you should follow to get more clients in the future later on, like in another video. But what I want to talk about is SEO. And we're not doing digital ads because it requires a lot more knowledge, video making, stuff like that. But SEO is one of the easiest ways that you can grow your business. So what is SEO? SEO is literally search engine optimization. And so there's a lot of search tools that the public uses. Google probably is the number one. And so what we do whenever your people are looking for your service, so let's just say, cake decorator, they're likely going to start on Google. If they already know they want to use and find a service to solve their problem, they're going to type into Google to find that result. So most people either just type in cake decorator. So that's option one. And all these, we'll go through what these search results means. They're also going to type in cake decorator near me and these results, or they're going to type in cake decorator town. So we'll just say Pittsburgh, and these are your results. So those are the three main ways that people find search results. They type in a specific keyword to find. So every keyword that you type in, so this little thing right here is called a keyword. There's three words there, but that's a keyword. So cake decorator Pittsburgh has a lot of search results. I'm sure thousands of search results here in Pittsburgh. But the more specific you get, so Elmo cake decorator Pittsburgh, that's going to have less search results. And so you see that there's not even much traffic for that. Right here, you have, this is kind of, waking cake, which is actually one of our one of our members here, which is great. She's doing great. So what you want to do is just kind of think to yourself, when we first started, we would just write down like all the keywords that people would potentially type in to find your business. The shorter it is, the more traffic it probably gets. Most people don't type long keywords in. So for us, balloons, literally thousands here in Pittsburgh. If I ranked for number one for balloons, tons of business. But balloon arches, like Elmo balloon arches for kids in Pittsburgh, like that is such a long keyword. So like that is not going to get so many search results. So SEO is literally a game of saying, what are the keywords that rank for my industry, for my business, and how do I get to the top of them? How do I get to the top of the page? Okay. So what we're doing here, so we're just going to do decorator Pittsburgh. And so I'm just going to kind of go through what are the main categories of what you see on these search results. So your first section, and these get switched around depending on the keyword, but most have these if you're a local business. And so this first one is your map pack, and it always starts with the top three. And so what this does is it just takes the location that is near you, like wherever you're closest to, and it's going to give you those results plus ones that are credible. So it's an equation of Google is saying, I'm going to give you the best kite decorator that has really good reviews, the website's good, the traffic's good, but also one that is near you. So this is where people like in the SEO industry sometimes open up multiple locations so that their SEO shows in different towns, so that, you know, if there's a rich, expensive town, maybe they open just like a little office or a little address so that when someone types in, they show on that map pack. So to get to the number one on that map pack, it is all about reviews. You have to get so many Google reviews. You can see here, that is what shows. It shows the amount of Google reviews you've gotten and your location. Easy way to fix this is you can start a campaign where whenever someone's finished booking with you, you can give them 10% off on their next booking if they just ask that they give you a review on Google. And there's a way to look up your Google business and just like paste the review link, and it's just easy. They can just go right in. So if you have any questions throughout this video, just like message in the comments and I'll help you out. And if you don't have a Google business yet, get one as soon as possible. It's really easy to set up, and it basically allows you to show up here. Okay. So what I want to do show you next is this is the first organic result on the search. So this would be the number one spot for organic. And this is a very powerful spot right here too, because it looks like it's the most trustworthy here. And then after that, so most people are going to click probably the map pack, or they're going to click this first result here, maybe go down to the second. Anything on the second page, third page, it's too far. You want to get to the number one page, and even better, the top three spots. So what I implore you to do is just kind of look at all the keywords, and you can go in incognito mode. So if you go on Google or Safari, there's like a little mode where you can search for results without it like knowing where you're at. And basically it's like a hidden way for you to find where you rank. You don't want to do it on like regular Google mode, because Google also takes into account like your business and might show you yours. And you might think that you're number one, but it just knows that you frequent your website a lot. So you really have to make sure you go incognito mode, and that's like the spy way of going and seeing where you rank. Now, there is ways to like make this easier for you. Like if you had to go every week and figure out where you rank for 10 keywords, that would take some time. You would have to do it every week. I think it's worth it. But what I do is I use this tool called SEMrush. And basically how it works is you upload the free version, you upload 10 keywords. And then from there, it's going to tell you, like I'll show you here, where you rank and how it changes every week or every day, actually. So, and you can actually get this report emailed to you. So you're going to have to log in SEMrush, and it's basically going to say like, day one, you were number 3 on the Google results, and now you're not. So it just kind of helps you see where you're at. And then it just shows you the trends on how you've changed in the past couple of months. And it gives you just like a goal to look forward to every day. Like I'm like, oh, where do we rank? Like, how can I get better? We'll talk about later in the video how you can get better, but I can see over time like how our keywords are doing. So for Balloon Pittsburgh, we're number 1. Helium Balloons Pittsburgh, we're number 1. But like event planning, we're number 4. So I could be like, hey, I want to get to the number 1 spot for event planning. So it's a good little tool to just kind of see where you're at. And it's free, so definitely do it. We're going to have a whole series on all the things you can do to rank number one on Google. But today I want to just talk about like the easiest way to rank number one on Google. And that is creating content, that is creating blogs. And when people hear that word blogs, they're like, wow, who is really doing a blog anymore? I don't know. I don't like the word blog. I like the word guides. I like the word roadmaps. I like the word of like resources. Blogs, it just sounds so like I'm going to talk about myself and how I traveled to Ibiza and how such a beautiful time and I bought this purse. Like that's old blogging, like personal style blogging. What I want you to think about is a blog is just a website page, a landing page that is the most helpful thing that you can think of. It is all of the tips and tricks and everything that you need to know about that topic. So let's just take cake decorator, for example. If I wanted to rank number one for cake decorator, I would create a page on my website, a blog about cake decorating. And so the goal is to use the word cake decorating and use it a lot on the page. You don't want to overdo it, but you want to talk about cake decorating. And so you have to think about like what is the intent of someone who is typing in the word cake decorator Pittsburgh. They're not looking for how to decorate their own cake. They would have typed in how do I decorate my own cake. They typed in cake decorator Pittsburgh. They are looking for a cake decorator. So what information can I provide for someone that is looking for a cake decorator? Well, how do you find a cake decorator? How much does a cake decorator cost? How do you vet a good cake decorator? What types of cake decorators are there? How early should you book a cake decorator? You can literally just ask ChatGPT, what are all the questions that someone would have before they get a cake decorator? Most of the questions in the beginning when they type cake decorator is pricing and availability and stuff like that. So if you just had like a whole landing page with like question, how much does a cake decorator cost? Answer, cake decorator cost starts at this. Here's tips on how to make it cheaper. Here's tips on how to get the maximum amount of it. Here's just being valuable. Literally, Google rewards you if you're valuable. You have to be valuable and you have to provide the answer to what people are searching for. And then they'll say, hey, you're doing good. Like, I love that. And basically how it works is they go to your landing page and all the people that view it, the longer they're on your page for, the more Google knows that it was a good landing page. So what I mean by that is if someone just goes to your landing page and they're looking for cake decorator and they get a pizza blog, they're going to jump in 5 seconds. It's called bounce. They're going to jump in literally like 3 seconds. So Google knows this is not a good website for that search term. So there goes your search results, your rankings. You're going to be number 100. But if someone is on your page for like 2 minutes and they're watching videos and they're typing stuff in and they're learning everything they can about cake decorating, they are going to reward you and get you to number one. So literally the secret sauce here is just to be helpful. So let's just look at this. We're going to audit this. So this number one spot. So they're having a lot of information. There's a lot of photos. I will say to rank number one for these things, it is not hard because there's no competition here. The way you'll know if there's competition is if they have like helpful resources. You can kind of tell that it's more helpful than this. And I love Prantles, but like this is more about their services. So like to outrank Prantles would not be hard at all. You just have to be more useful than Prantles Bakery. And also just like going quick, like the information you provide in this little thing called your title tag and your meta description. Whenever you're building a landing page, you'll probably find it, whether it be on Squarespace or wherever you're building your website, there'll be like a section where you could type this in. It'll probably be under like an SEO tab. You want to include the word you're trying to rank for. So if you make a word, cake decorator Pittsburgh, this title should say cake decorator Pittsburgh, like waking cake / cake decorator Pittsburgh. Like that's what you're looking for. And then you're looking for the description to say, if you're looking for a cake decorator in Pittsburgh, you are a guide so you can help you out. Okay. So that's what we're doing. And so you can audit this and say, okay, how helpful are these people being? How much information is on the page? It also is helpful to have a lot of information on the page. So like this one right here, if I just like counted all the words on this page, not much. So literally if I just created a blog, so this one's a little bit more helpful. These people are ranking by just being more helpful. That's it. Literally make one blog, see where it ranks. It'll take maybe a month or so, but this is literally the secret sauce, guys. It might even be quicker than that. But this is easy. And so what we did when we first started Party on Butler, we literally found all the keywords that we wanted to rank for. We put them into like a spreadsheet we would track every week where what spot we were in, we would count, we would create more content. But that is literally it. Now there's like some deeper things that you can do if you're a really competitive sphere, like real estate, where like everyone has real estate SEO companies like trying to outrank each other. But if you are in the event business, a lot of the players that are out there are older, so they don't know what's going on. And so like if you're a florist, a baker, just do an audit of who your people are. A lot of the older companies that have been just like sitting around for a while, dominating the space, they're literally going to be outtaken by having really good blogs. That is literally it, guys. I promise you. And they'll wonder how the hell is my traffic so low? And maybe you don't want to outsee Cake Decorator Pittsburgh, but you can say custom cakes or you can say wedding cakes. There are keywords that maybe you want to rank for that make sense for you. You have to be careful. Like for us, like balloons, like I can try the hardest to rank for just balloons, but balloons, there's medical balloons, hot air balloons. Like I don't necessarily need to get to the number one spot for balloons. It's going to give me a lot of traffic. But on the other hand, one of the downfalls of SEO is you could start to rank for keywords that is just going to create more friction in your business where like people that are looking for hot air balloons could reach out to me and be like, hey, I'm going to book you for a hot air balloon. So like that's the drawback is like you could do so well that you could start ranking for things you don't want to, or even in towns or cities that you don't want to rank in. So sometimes we do so well with getting, balloons near me, it starts to rank like an hour, half away. I'm like, I literally can't serve you that far away, sir. So this is it. I want you guys to start with this. What I want you guys to do, there's no overlap in like competing businesses here. Just comment below this post and just put what 10 keywords you're trying to rank for in 2026. I'll audit them and I'll just say, hey, these are good, or maybe change this up. And then what I'll also do as an added benefit is I'll just give you how much search volume there is for those keywords. So like say maybe you came up with a keyword that's pretty long and I looked up the keyword and found there's only 3 people searching for that keyword in a month. I would let you know, and then we could switch the keyword for something that's more valuable. So this is a great way to just start and get more traffic to your website. It's all about getting good traffic. And then later on, we'll work on getting that traffic to actually convert and reach out to you. But this is really easy, guys. So I'm excited to see how you grow with SEO. And if you have any questions, please message me below. Talk to you soon. Bye.